What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to kind of get back to our roots with a trade recap on my GbpNzd long position last night. Now, if you're following me on Instagram, if you're in our VIP, or if you're in our free groups on Telegram, you saw this trade idea. You know me, typically I don't like to swing trade, but when I'm on vacation, sometimes it gets easier because I'm not attached to the screens. So I want to break down the trade for you guys, and it's important to talk about it because I only had to risk 0.25%, and I saw almost a 1% gain on my account from this one trade while I was asleep. Another important lesson that we're going to talk about here in a second is that locking the stop loss. Am I wearing? No, I'm not wearing the shirt. We have the new shirts that say lock the stop and shut the fuck up. Locking the stop loss last night when I woke up in the middle of the night to check the trade paid off really well for me because this trade fell against me as the morning developed with this UK election going on. So I appreciate you being here. I appreciate you checking out the channel and checking out our vlogs over the last, what has it been now, 12 days or so? Yeah, good, I called that well. Last 12 days or so. If you've missed any of our vacation videos, we talked a lot about some solid trading topics, I think. I think you'll find a lot of value in them. Make sure you check those out. They're going to be right down below. And now let's get into the trade recap on GbpNzd, the big one this morning. All right, guys. So before we get into the trade, take a look at my P&L. You can see I closed my one entry in 3 different positions. First, I took 50% of the trade off here at a 57 pip profit. I closed another 25% of the trade here as it pushed up about 4 or 5 pips higher for a 61 pip profit. And then the remaining 25% of the position was stopped in profit for about a 9 pip gain. If we take a look at the technical chart, I'm going to show you here, you see my entry mark 2.0020, and you can see overnight it took its time and slowly crawled its way higher all the way up to 2.0089. So a really nice, almost 70 pip move from my entry point, which is over 4R from the entry. I didn't get a full 4R return on the trade because, again, you saw the P&L. I closed the trade in pieces. So I got about a 3.7R return, which is still fantastic considering it's an overnight trade. Here, you're going to say, Austin, this looks like it's falling. If you take a look even from the previous day, coming into what was Wednesday yesterday, you see it looked as though it was possibly moving lower. So why was I buying it? Here's why. A lot of you have heard me talk before about divergence and how I use that in my trading. This is going to be content that we put into our next course. We have 2 different entry signals that teach how to use divergence to get in and get out using the same repeatable patterns. This one, because it's counter trend, we call it a D2 trade. So here you can see this descending trend line from the start of the day all the way through to the end of the New York session, basically. And you're going to look at the chart here and say, Austin, what the hell does that mean? Like, you're just connecting the lines, right? Connecting the reaction points of price. Right. But this is why, and we talked about this in a previous video, this is why I use technical indicators. Because if we add the TDI, you can see that, yes, the RSI at price action low to start the day was congruent. There was confluence there that price action low and the RSI low were at the same point. But as the day developed, look at how the RSI continued to rise even as price action continued to fall. And what that does is it gets me interested in potentially seeing a change in market conditions. In the course, we define divergence, not meaning that it's going to reverse every time. It means that whatever you're seeing is about to change, and you have to be aware of that. So with this divergence building, when we set that second reaction point telling me, yeah, we might see something change, I then like to go down to the smaller time frames, the lower time frames, to see if I can find anything. Now, if we scroll over here to the 1-minute chart, you're going to see even more divergence building, which got me interested in the trade to take my entry. So here, from about 14:20, which is about 2:20 in the afternoon, to about 14:50. So it took about an hour, a little bit less than an hour, to build divergence here. But you can see that. Let me delete the bigger purple lines from the higher time frame. Here you can see RSI is rising, price action is falling. Even more divergence now at that significant level that we found on the higher time frame. So now I have 2 different confirmations that we could be seeing a push higher from this level on GbpNzd. So I took the trade, I liked the risk, very, very low risk, under 20 pips on my stop loss, which I love, right? Because then I can get good size on the trade. And I went to sleep. I let the trade do its thing. Overnight, I woke up here, and that's when I closed a good chunk of the trade. You saw 75% of the trade was closed at 77 and then at 81. 77 and 81 are right in here. So I didn't get the full move all the way up to the 68 pips. As you can see, I didn't get 68 pips out of it, but I was pretty damn close. And at that point, because of what I was seeing, because I was up so well on the trade, you have to be able to say, look, this is a great trade. I'm going to take my profits and look for another opportunity when it presents. So I did that. That's why we were out at 75%. But because I knew that we have the UK elections going on today, because I know that that can create a lot of volatility, I had the idea that this could continue moving higher depending on how that election result presented itself, depending on how all the breaking news today played itself out. Unfortunately, I was wrong on that idea, but fortunately, I had that stop loss locked in profit. Remember, lock the stop and shut the fuck up, right? So here, as it started to come down, what is that, 5 o'clock in the morning, 6 o'clock in the morning, as it started to fall down, I was able to get stopped in profit and not lose any money on the trade. And that's why it's so important to manage your positions in the Mike Bellafiore mindset of one good trade, one good trade, one good trade. So here, a really nice win for me, coming off the win from Monday. You saw the small win, 10 pip win. People will call that small, but it's really not small. It just depends on how much depends on your size. Coming off the win on Monday, another GBP winner here today. Both of them were long trades, 4 days apart though. So when we talk about all of the trades that I've taken over the last couple of weeks, I hope you guys can see the winning mindset is one good trade, one good trade, one good trade. Where is that next one good trade? I don't know. I'm gonna wake up every day and do my best analysis to go find it. And that's what we did here. This took all day for it to set up, but I wasn't staring at the charts. I checked it every couple of hours, and once it presented, then I knew I was ready to act because I built my if-then statement around the potential divergence that was building, following the D2, the counter trend divergence trade that we teach in the coming divergence course. So this was my trade today. We also had a couple of guys in our VIP chat short Euro AUD today. You can see just a beautiful move lower here. We're talking, what, 60 pips on this thing? You gotta love that. So across the board, you don't need to be trading the same trades as everybody else. You need to have a solid system that you know how to execute every single day. Every day, no matter what, if there's a good trade or not, you have to be following that system, and you'll find setups, whether it's this one on Euro AUD or my setup on GbpNzd. And if you're in our VIP chat, if you take any of our courses, I put you into the Telegram chat with everybody else that's gone through the course, and I share all of my trade ideas in there, so you can follow me and see if you agree with what I'm seeing, and then act accordingly upon that. I try to make this as, hand-holding, as much of a hand-holding process as I can for you guys. So I hope you find some value in the video today. I hope it's cool to see, someone like me and Riley trading and traveling and hitting the same trades here that we do at home at the desk. Because once you understand the process, once you understand the rules that go into your system, if you got a Wi-Fi signal, you can do this. I don't recommend everybody just jumping into it, trying to live that laptop lifestyle. We talked about that in previous videos, right? You need to work your way into it, and you need to not trade while you're traveling. Like, I'm glad that I'm not in any trades right now as we're about to get out of here and go to the airport. But it is absolutely possible for anyone watching this to learn this skill, find a Wi-Fi signal, even a shitty one like this resort, and still make money trading. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope that this provides you some value and helps you make better trading decisions going forward. If you're not subscribed already, just hit that red button below me. Give it a big thumbs up too. It helps the algorithm so we can reach more traders. And tomorrow, we're gonna be spending some time with family. So we'll make sure that we find time to make a trading video for you guys. And then Monday, like I said, back at the desk with the screens, ready to trade as many trades as we can find. The vacation has been a good reset for me. As you guys can see, we did a lot of planning coming for 2020. I've got a big announcement coming next week I can't say too much about. Just a lot of fun stuff coming, man. And I'm glad that we're getting more attention. I'm really glad. So if there's anything I could do for you, if you have any questions, like I said, drop the comments below. I'm always gonna answer. I'm always gonna be there for you guys if you reach out to me in any way that I can. I wanna help you. So enjoy the rest of your day. I hope the video provided you some value, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.